Sinclair's next in Swiss Cottage. Hello, Sinclair.
Hello there.
Hi.
Join the show. I've got a problem with shelving.
Right.
I've been putting these shelves up today, and they've fallen down 3 times already.
But without putting anything on them, even?
Well, I put some things on them, books and things.
Yes.
Not goldfish.
No, thank God. They keep falling down. I just wonder if there's any sort of tip.
Well, what's the wall made of?
I don't know if it's plaster. It sort of flakes slightly if you put sort of a nail in into the wall.
Right. So you're trying to, when you tap the wall with your knuckles. Can you do that?
Yeah, I'll do that now. I'm right by the shelf at the moment.
Hold the phone.
That's terrible.
Hello?
Was that the shelves again?
What happened?
They've fallen down again. Oh, they just fell on my...
Are you all right?
Yeah, I think I'll be all right.
This isn't a wind-up, Sinclair, is it?
Great.
No, I think I'll be all right.
You're a good man. Hello, Sinclair.
Hello there.
Hello. Hi. Tap that wall, Sinclair.
I just did, and it's fallen down. I think I better get a plaster.
What, the wall's fallen down?
No, the shelves have fallen on my hand. I'm bleeding.
I think you better go. First aid.
I said I better get a plaster.
The first aid phone in. We'll call you back, Sinclair.
Calls on the topic of your choice this Boxing Day, and it's LBC. Ian in Bronsbury Park. Hello, Ian.
Happy Christmas to you.
And to you, Ian.
Happy Christmas, and we're enjoying it very much.
Oh, good.
I had a total disaster Christmas Day I wanted to share with the nation.
Oh, yes.
My wife cooked a turkey.
Yes.
And forgot she had put it on earlier than she should have.
Oh,
and
dear.
it was totally burned.
Yes.
And we had a flood. And my mother choked on an onion. It was a total disaster.
It does happen, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
We was totally ruined. I mean, we listened to LBC, though, which made it nice, but it was a total disaster.
Yeah.
I also got some Christmas crackers.
Oh, have you? Yeah, yeah.
Which also baffled us as well. Why are lemons yellow?
Why are lemons yellow?
Because they're always nervous.
Because they're always nervous.
Didn't understand it. It was made in Sri Lanka.
Ah, right.
Maybe it's a mistranslation.
Okay.
And there was another one, knock.
Who's there?
The Pope.
Yeah.
And you say the Pope who?
Oh, the Pope who?
Pope, you know who?
That's dreadful.
This is terrible, isn't it? I don't know where they make them. Did you get any?
Yes, we've done a few, actually, as you probably heard, Ian, but we'll do a few more. Did you understand that one about the fish, though?
No, I think it must be some form of a fish that lives on the ground or lives very deep down.
Right. Okay, but he keeps growing when he's
through
dead.
the earth under the water or something. Or maybe it's a dish instead of fish. Maybe it's a spelling mistake.
Yes.
They often make a mistake.
Yeah, that's possible. Yes, it must be. So there must be something in there. Ian, thank you.
Carol next in Kilburn. You're through to the Fix-It.
Oh, hello there. Hello, I've got a problem with my bonsais. Excuse me. They keep wilting. And
I can hear the Grand Prix in the background, Carol.
Sorry, I'll just turn it down.
I can hear the sound of F1.
Yeah, it's my silly boy, Malcolm.
Malcolm?
Yes, and I've got problems with my bonsais. They keep wilting, and... Excuse me. Excuse me.
Oh, Carol.
Excuse me, please. I was terribly...
Do you want us to come back to you when you've recovered?
I'm all right now. No, sorry. I've got terrible problems.
I think we'll return to Carol when she's recovered. I hope she does recover.
Stephen in Hampstead. Hello, Stephen.
Hello there.
Hello.
Hello there. Congratulations that it's now LBC.
Thank you.
I'm very pleased that it's back.
So are we.
Very good. I was phoning actually, things have moved on, but I was actually talking about Diana, as I had some working experience with Diana. and she's a wonderful, wonderful lady.
You worked with Diana?
I worked with Diana, with my father, who was a head of a charity, and she was very fond of my young son Malcolm, and she was very, very helpful. She'd come into the office probably once every 2 months, and she'd even make a cup of tea for herself. She'd offer biscuits. She was a very normal lady, very down to earth, always keen to help.
Keen to help?
She'd help anyone. I remember the time my son came in once with a bleeding knee. He'd fallen off a small bicycle, and she immediately reached for the Savlon, which we didn't have.
Yeah, now not everybody would do that.
She went and bought some. She had her bodyguard, but she insisted.
Yeah. She went and got the Savlon.
Yes, and she repaired or helped, healed my boy's knee.
Well, I mean, how many people would do that? Not everybody, and certainly not every princess. Thank you, Stephen.
Hi, this is Lionel Blair on LBC, and between now and 10 o'clock tonight, we are going to put together our ultimate likes and dislikes about the good old US of A. Your nominations, please, on 0171 412 1152. And there's Simon in Kilburn. What do you like about the USA, Simon?
Oh, hello, Lionel.
Hi there, Simon.
My wife and I have just come back from New York.
Ah, fantastic. What a great place.
Yes, it is amazing. I've never been to America.
Oh, had you not?
No.
Isn't it wonderful?
Yes, well, my daughter lives out there. You've been there yourself?
Oh, many times.
Oh, the buildings are so high.
Yes, that they are. So what did you really like?
Well, it has to be the food.
The food?
Yes, my wife used to cook and run a restaurant. And we're very fond of turkey. And we went to one of these delis.
Yeah.
And ordered a turkey sandwich. And I don't know if you've ever been into...
Yes, I've seen the size of those turkey sandwiches.
Bigger than the turkey itself.
I mean, it's like a banquet, isn't it?
Yes, it's just like a banquet. I couldn't eat it all.
No.
And... But what is it? We had a funny story. The service there was absolutely second to none.
Did they say, have a nice day?
They said, have a nice day. And we did have a nice day.
Yes.
And, we had ordered a turkey sandwich.
Yeah.
And it was very hot, and my wife burnt herself on it. And
on the turkey sandwich?
She burnt herself on the turkey quite badly.
Oh.
And she made a passing comment, very nice. And the manager came out and gave us a free dinner that night. And,
you're kidding.
No, they gave us a free dinner and half a bottle of wine free, and it was a wonderful experience.
What a fantastic thing. Oh, yeah, well, I must say, they do give large portions. That's why you very often see a lot of large people in America.
Oh, there's some very... my wife and I call them fatties. There are quite a few fatty bum-bums around.
Oh, there are quite a few fatty bum-bums. Yeah. But I've got to say, the food is enormous, but it's sometimes, I find, a little tasteless.
Well,
there's a lot of it, a great quantity, but it doesn't have that continental flavouring that we have. I mean, I suppose they do in the expensive restaurants, but whenever I've been to a drugstore or a deli, the food has been incredible.
Yes.
But a little tasteless.
Some of the things, like we had potatoes, and they didn't taste as nice.
No.
When we came back here, I had a turkey sandwich.
Yeah.
And there was a very thin strip of turkey. It was so thin you could hardly see it.
I know, slivers of turkey.
It was a slither of turkey.
Yes.
In comparison with the American turkey, it was about...
I know, oh, I agree. But
7 times as thin.
Did it not taste a bit better?
Quite bland.
In America it's bland?
No, here.
Oh, really?
Did you think so?
Oh, well, I think, as I say, the quantity... I mean, it is very cheap to... And it's very cheap to live in America for certain things.
Yes.
But I don't think the quality of the food is as good as it is here.
No, it probably isn't.
No, I really don't.
No. Overall, I didn't really like the food, I suppose. But we had one night...
Where did you go in New York? Where did you see?
We went to all over, really. You know, the east side... the west side, we went to the northern bit. I got rather confused. It's like a grid system.
Yes.
The roads, they go up, it's perpendicular and parallels. It's like some form of maze, like Hampton Court, and much larger.
Really? Oh, very good. So is your wife with you at the moment?
Yes, she is. She's in the other room.
And does she have a favourite? Do you have a favourite American soap or sitcom or film star?
She does.
Who?
Hold on. Can I ask?
Yeah, you can ask her. Go on, Simon. I'll wait for you. While we're waiting for his wife, don't forget, call me on 0171 412 1152 and tell me about your likes
There
and
was one out
dislikes
there.
of America. Pardon?
There was one out there she watched, which was called Dennis's Time.
Oh, I don't know who was in it.
It was Dennis Dennis Hanwell.
Yes.
And Lillian Fisher, I think.
Yeah. And was it a sort of talk show?
No, it was a soap comedy.
Oh, a comedy.
It was a comedy soap. It was set in a bank.
Oh, and it was funny.
A bank that could go forward and backwards in time. It was very bizarre, and I think it's coming over to these shores soon.
And was it funny?
Very funny, yes.
Yeah, I mean, when the Americans do funny shows, they are funny, aren't they?
The Americans did it, and when the man he does this thing, and every time he falls over, he goes back in time, and it was very funny.
Really? Well, I'm glad you enjoyed yourself.
Yes.
You're going to go back to America?
We're going back next week, actually.
Really?
Chicago. My son lives there.
Oh, have a wonderful trip.
Thank you, Lionel. I'm a big fan of yours.
Thank you very much.
God bless.
God bless.
Hello, Carl. Oh, Carl.
Hello there.
Hello,
Hi.
Carl.
Hello, enjoying the show very much.
Thank you.
I'm actually sort of an amateur gardener, but it's... hello?
Oh, dear.
It's about runner beans.
Yeah.
They're quite wonderful. They're so easy to grow. They're so expensive in the shop, but they give such a high yield in such a small area for such a long time.
And they taste great
They
as well.
do indeed, and you sort of need fewer runner beans and dwarf bean plants. So there's usually, room to germinate the seeds and raise the young plants under cover. My point's sort of tied in with the fact that you can sow them outdoors, but because they grow so rapidly, it's scarcely practicable to sow them under cloches and outdoor sowings. So they're usually delayed until about 10 days or 2 weeks before the danger of the last frost has passed. But what I want to know is the key to successful runner bean growing. Is it to provide them with cool, moist root run with sort of 40 centimetre deep trench well in advance and incorporate generous amounts of manure or compost?
Or
Is it the shape of the trench depending on the manner in which the plants are to be supported on sort of rows of canes or, I know, around a sort of wigwam structure? And would you need to plant 2 plants either side of each upright support?
no, commercially they are sown 2 seeds and then generally into one, and they put up extremely big canes, anything up to sort of 10-foot canes. The key success to deer runner bean production isn't sowing date, it's actually keeping the roots wet at flowering, as with any pea and bean crop.
Cole Burton, hello.
Hello there.
In Swiss Cottage.
That's right. I was having a bit of trouble getting my name across. It's Icelandic originally, but one name. Everyone seems to think it's 2 names.
Cole Burton.
Yes.
It's a rather nice name.
It means land of the fish.
Land of the fish.
Literally.
I suppose that's it. Are there a lot of people called Cole Burton?
Well, there's a couple of people in my family.
Really?
My uncle's also called Cole Burton.
What's the most common first name in Iceland?
Igmar.
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 Yes. And what's the equivalent surname to Smith or Jones?
Oh, there's Palans.
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 So Igmar Palans would be a fairly...
Palans. Oh, there's a lot of those in the phone book.
Really?
There's quite a lot of those there.
So what are we talking about?
I was actually talking about the single currency.
Yes.
The European one.
Mm.
That I think it's a very bad thing, and what they did in Iceland until a few years ago is each region had their own currency and everything seemed to work fine. So that's an example of our situation in Europe, but miniaturized to Iceland, and every region having their own particular currency, and it seemed to work very well.
But doesn't it mean that every time you travel around your country you have to change money?
But people got on, with that for years. There was never any... It was just the way of life there. I don't see why suddenly we have to all regulate ourselves to one form of currency just because they say so. I mean, they should take the example of Iceland there. The people seem to... we seem to get by very well. Very well indeed.
Yes. So, but turning it round the other way, why not have a single currency?
Well,
what's wrong with it?
It's a big change. People will have to suddenly get used to to changing the currency. It's
Is change wrong, though? What's wrong with changing
You might be
things?
brought up on eating a certain food, and suddenly overnight you have to eat ham or fish. Suddenly.
But then, I might suddenly discover that I really like ham. And if we hadn't changed, I'd never have tasted it.
Well, that's right, but on such a large scale, if everyone was eating ham or changed money straight away, it would be very confusing.
Well, I suppose it would be confusing, just like it was when we went decimal and goodness knows with the metric as well. But
well, I wasn't here actually in the country at that time, so what happened then?
What, when we had decimalisation?
That's right.
Well, everyone was confused for about 2 weeks, and then we carried on as normal.
Oh, right.
And everybody's forgotten about half-crowns and florins and things now.
Well, maybe it would be a good thing then. If it went so easily, I haven't lived through a big change like that. Maybe it would be fine.
I'm yet to be convinced that there are any real advantages to a single currency, though. I mean, that's the real question: is would it make much difference to trade? Because that's the big one, isn't it?
Yes, exactly.
So, if you're from Iceland, how many letters are there? Do you use the normal alphabet A, B, C, D up to Z, or do you have other things?
I actually was born in the north part,
yes.
Originally basically a tribal family, so I never really learnt the full Icelandic language.
Oh, really?
I learnt our language in the region. And
what's that like?
Well, it sounds normal to me, but it sounds different to you. I mean, it's quite strange to most people in Europe.
What kind of a language is it? What does it sound like?
What would you like me to say?
Oh, something suitable? I don't know. Tell me about money.
Money, say 100 pence in a pound?
Yes.
Mignathan pence and mig pound. Mignathan pence mig pound.
And
that's 100 pence in a pound.
Really? And that is a sort of northern dialect in Iceland?
Right. That's right.
Gosh, that's wonderful. Thank you, Colburton.
No problem.
That's fascinating. Thank you very much. That's the first Icelandic caller I think we've had on this programme, and certainly the first Colburton. Thank you very much for your call.
Simon from Kilburn. Hello, Simon.
Hello there.
What can we do for you?
Happy Christmas to you all.
Happy belated Christmas and Happy New Year for tomorrow.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you. Very interesting advice, and maybe you can help me.
Let's hope so.
I'm quite a large gentleman.
How much do you weigh?
I weigh, embarrassing to say, about 29 stone.
Oh. Well, that's one New Year's resolution for you for a start.
It seems to be every year's resolution, actually.
Right.
My family's always been quite large. I've got a problem with my knees.
Yeah.
The joints in my knees, they hurt. Sometimes I find it hard getting up.
Yes.
And sort of sitting down again. I wonder if there's any practical exercises or advice you can give me to help me sort of alleviate the pain.
Yes. Now, first of all, is it right in front of your knees that you get the pain?
Yes, it's exactly right in front of my knees.
Right. Now, that particular joint between the kneecap and the knee carries something like 4 times your body weight through it as you bend your knee.
Oh, and that's a lot of body weight.
And if you bend an awful lot lower than that, it can carry anything up to 8 times your body weight. To actually help avoid that pain, you can start to strengthen your thigh muscles up a little bit.
Right.
And if I can suggest that you stand with your back to... Are you close to a wall?
I am close to a wall.
Right,
Hold on one moment.
Stand with your back to the wall.
Hold on.
Yep.
Right.
Feet about 2 feet away from the wall. And then you just put your spare hand back against the wall and just sit back against the wall so that your knees are just slightly bent.
Right, hold on. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Right.
Now, I want you to get your knees lined up with your second and third toes.
Right.
Your knees lined up over your second and third toes, so not folding inwards towards the inside of your foot, over the little toes.
Right.
And you simply hold. And as soon as you start to feel that the muscles in the thigh are getting a little bit tired or a little bit shaky, just put your hand against the wall and stand back up again.
Right.
And all I want you to do is build up the length of time that you can hold for, and once again until you can hold comfortably for 60 seconds.
That's very helpful. One last thing is, I don't know if it is connected, if it's anything to do with the joints, but my elbows also sort of hurt as well. If I'm doing sort of work with my arms, sometimes help out with my brother and we do woodwork, and my arms sort of ache. Is that anything to do with my sort of obesity?
I would say probably not. It's probably that you're suddenly doing a large amount of activity that you're not used to doing, and that's one of the most frequent ways of actually getting joint pain. So I would say that you need to just build in a bit more gradually.
Okay, Simon, I hope that helps. And of course, the extra weight will give you problems with your heart and so forth. So yet another reason for making the resolution to lose weight if you possibly can.
Well, let's go to our first caller in this section of the programme. It's Carol in the Alexandra Palace. Hello, Carol. Good evening.
Good evening, both of you.
Hello.
Hello. I'm very interested in having my dream analysed because I have it all the time.
Go on, fire it with me.
I have it at night. So often. It's a weird one. It starts with I'm dreaming and I'm in a very dark room. I think I'm alone. I can't be sure.
What's the feeling? Pressurised or happy?
Anxiety.
Anxiety,
I'm very
right.
anxious.
Okay.
But I'm aware that I'm tired.
Okay.
Suddenly, the doors open and this big white with cream-coloured light, very bright, and I'm in like the American prairies. Buffaloes, bisons, that sort of thing. I don't see any humans. I don't see any cowboys, Indians, anything like just animals.
Total geography and animals, yeah.
Geography and animals.
Now, what's the feeling when you're in this prairie?
It's calm before the storm.
Right.
Because then it gets a bit scary.
Right, what happens to make that scary?
I find it quite hard to say, just because I have it all the time. It's when you were at school, in your pencil case, you used to have protractors. My kids, Stephanie has one. I have a huge protractor with her face on. And this is when it gets really scary. Suddenly, it's like apricots and peaches are everywhere. And it's so bizarre. I can't understand what it all means.
Right, just a minute. In this dream, Carol, you have...
Hold on, honey.
Right.
Hello.
On the stream, did you say that the protractors have your daughter's face on them?
My daughter's face.
Yes, right. So what did
Please.
What did protractors...
What's happening here,
Sorry, that was my husband. Sorry.
What did protractors do? What do you think protractors do? They divide things up, don't they?
He's always been terrible at maths.
Right, but...
I never do maths.
What you have or your daughter?
Yes, my daughter, and my husband tries to teach her maths, and she...
No, this is about you. This is about you. Are you good at maths?
I'm very good at maths. I'm good at adding up.
Here we go.
Good.
You have a protracted relationship with your daughter when it comes to her maths, okay? But the thing is, there's abundance here. There's apricots and peaches. Now, these are fantastic fruits for sources of nutrition, aren't they?
I do like apricots.
No, it's not about...
I'm not as mad on peaches.
It's not about that. They are a fabulous source. Whether you like them or not, they're a fabulous source of nourishment. So I'm saying that you're actually being aware that you're actually suffering from the tension between your husband and your daughter, and it's saying that you're actually putting a softer, more nutritious effect to your daughter. And this is you telling you that you have got the understanding, the illumination. That's what the white light is after this darkness. And the protractors, the word protractor is so important. We dream in metaphors. And this is actually saying, Carol, that you've got to actually develop some kind of no man's land peace centre for yourself in this problem, your daughter and your husband.
Do you think I should, is the answer then, in a symbolic way, to make, say, a big fruit salad full of apricots and peaches?
Metaphorically, yes.
Well, actually,
but you're actually doing it, aren't you?
Serve it up for my daughter Stephanie, who's asleep now, and my husband Lee, and say to them, come on.
That's right.
You know, you can eat the apricot of life and the peach of life. And
brilliant philosopher. That's brilliant.
Time to get on. No need to argue over who does the washing up. If you're lifting your weights too late at night.
Right, now just stop right there. Stop right there, because you've got it in one.
Yes.
Now I would say that you actually are showing that this can be more fruitful. There's another metaphor. This can be more fruitful than it actually is. You can take the pain out. You can take the stones out of what's happening. It's a fabulous dream. It's an awareness dream, Carol. So well done, you. What a peacemaker you are. Yeah.
I think that's hopefully helped me.
Well, it's a brilliant dream actually, because it's telling you so simply about the protracted pain, but you can actually make it more light-hearted.
Thank you, Carol, very much. And after the break, we're going to Valerie in Hampton.
Okay. Now, what have we got next?
We've got Denton in Maida Vale. Hello, Denton.
Oh, hello there. Am I on air?
Yes, you are, Denton. Very much. Good evening.
Lee Stevens, please.
He's here,
speaking.
waiting to hear from you.
Oh, hello. Yes, I'm trying to find... no one really knows. I've been to my local record shop, there's a singer who I remember, must have been about 1960, whose name was Pieter Carp. I think it's actually Pieter. He might have been Belgium or Dutch.
Carp. Is that C-A-R-P?
Yes, as in the fish,
yeah.
carp.
Have you ever?
He, I think he died actually in about 1980 or something.
Oh.
And did he make albums?
Well, I saw him live a couple of times around London, and also when I used to live up in Staffordshire. And he had a couple of songs that were very popular. One of them was called Sharp Edges, and the other one was Sweet Tooth. Something about I've got a sweet tooth, and I want some sugar for my baby. That was a line. But he was also, weirdly enough, a table tennis champion. I don't know if that's any help.
No, it isn't, but I can look it up.
He was incredibly tall. I mean, he must have been 7 foot.
You don't know who he worked with when he was in London, do you?
All I know was the drummer was a lady called Kathy Holness. He actually had a lady drummer, and she would always twiddle the sticks and do...
Didn't she work under the name of Bob Holness?
From that programme. No, I don't know if they were actually connected in any way through family, Bob and the Quizmaster. But Pieter Carp, and he was very good. And I'm trying to find a record.
7 foot tall, he wasn't.
Well, I'll look into it for you, but I don't think we're going to have much success because...
He died 20 years ago in a skiing accident. It was in the papers. He skied, he did... He was very sporty. And he went in for a jump, and he collided with one of the spectators who also died. It was a tragedy.
No, it certainly was. Well, Denton, we'll certainly do our best for you.
Would you do that?
And if you listen at midnight next week, if we do have any information on Pieter Carp, because... although neither of us have heard of him, there might be, in fact, somebody listening to the programme tonight.
Yes.
Maybe one of his relatives or friends.
Yes, maybe.
Somebody might phone in and give us some information about him.
Oh, God bless you both.
All right.
Gentlemen.
So if you do have any information, anybody out there of...
Pieter Carp.
Yes,
right. I'll let you know.
It's P-I-E. I think he was definitely Belgian, but his command of English was second to none.
So it's P-I-E-T-E-R.
It's P-I-E-T-E-R, then Carp. C-A-R-P, just
I
like
can do it from that. Thank you, Denton, very much. Now, if anybody has heard of this Pieter Carp, 7412-1152.
And Martin's on the phone in Edgware. Hello, Martin.
Hello there.
Hi, Martin.
Maybe you can help me. Hello.
Yeah.
I do a lot of business with East Europe, particularly Bulgaria. I've just come back from East Europe and bought some software. And it's sort of a funny story of how... You know how they say sort of children and animals don't mix, it's sort of technology and children don't mix. I've got a young son who has mistakenly spilt tea all over my computer. I think it's probably happened to us all, really. It's sort of like teeth, really. You scratch the surface and you need to see a dentist. I probably need some form of technological doctor. Is there anything that can be done to remedy the misfortune that's taken at the hands of my son?
I think you should give your son a job as a programmer or a computer engineer or something like that, because I think he's perfectly suited for the job. Have you entered done the obvious thing? Have you entered...
Smack the child.
Well, yes. It's smack the child, save the computer. Have you emptied the computer of the fluid, or is it still kind of like splashing around in there?
I've emptied the computer of fluid. I've swabbed it down with some form of tissue, and I've sort of put a hairdryer to the back of it just to dry it, because I must say, it's actually a Bulgarian piece. My wife's Bulgarian, and she uses it she's a journalist for a technical magazine, and she's away at the moment.
It's a Bulgarian computer, is it?
That's right.
What is it?
I can't really understand it. I think it's more, my wife's Bulgarian, it's Famat or something, but she's away, and if she finds out, God help me, forget the child.
Oh, no.
They will possibly find out if you phone up a radio station and admit it to
Becky, we won't tell anybody, okay? Anyone who's listening...
Oh, please don't.
Just keep all of us.
That's right.
Talk quietly.
Short of sort of... I really don't know what to do. I mean, is there any way that it can be sort of repaired by...
The thing to do is to make sure that it's dry, and really that's to take the lid off, and as you say, you swabbed it all down. Have you taken the lid off and checked inside that it's actually still dry?
Yes, I did, and I sort of put a bit of talc under it.
A bit of talc?
Yes, to sort of soak up the...
Good. Can I just, preface this by saying this is all careful? Okay, everything
Hold on one second. I think I've been stung by a wasp. I've got to go. I've just been stung by a wasp.
Oh, dear.
I'm
all
sorry.
right. Great. Well, I hope that helps anyway.
And use the talcum powder.
Right, well, we've got a gentleman named Simon on the line who'd like to speak to you. Hello, Simon.
Oh, hello there. How are you?
Hello, Simon.
Hello, am I speaking to you?
You're speaking to Pete Murray and to Nigel. You want to speak to Nigel?
Hello. Is that Nigel?
Yes.
Oh, well, I love the show.
Yes.
2 months ago, I was an extra on the street, on the Coronation Street.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember me. The short chap, chubby-ish.
2 months ago.
Yes.
Well, I wasn't working on Coronation Street 2 months ago, Simon.
Sorry, 2 years.
Oh, 2 years ago.
Sorry,
right.
Very new. I've never phoned up the radio.
Right, okay.
2 months, mad. 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I was the one with the tattoo, and it was my birthday.
Yeah.
And when they brought the cake out,
Yeah.
do you remember the bird happened to fly into the rover's return and went mad, and no one could get rid of this bird.
You know, I think I would have remembered that, but I
I remember you saying, "Don't let it get to your eyes. They can peck out your eyes," and we all hid our eyes.
Really?
Yes.
It
was fine though.
Yeah, good. I'm glad it all ended happily, but I've got to say I don't remember that one, Simon.
But you were marvellous anyway.
Well, thank you very much.
Birthday.
Well, I hope you had a happy birthday. Yeah.
I did have a happy birthday, and it's a memory I'll always cherish.
Good. I'm glad for that. But you've got me there because I don't remember that particular incident. You know.
Hurt your knee that day as well. I remember you were limping.
Oh, was I?
Yes.
He doesn't remember
you knocked it into.
I've been in the wars then, haven't I?
It was a parked motorcycle, and you grazed it against it or something, and you didn't like the cheese they gave you or something. And you had a glass of milk. I remember that. It was.
You've got such a memory for detail. It's incredible.
A big glass of milk. It was so big, and you drank it all in one, and everyone laughed.
Okay, Simon, thank you very much indeed. Well, he's brought back a part of your life you don't even remember. Maybe he's got you confused with one of the other actors.
He could have done. I don't know. You know. I mean, amazing memory for detail. Anyway.
Rose, hello.
Hello there.
Hi, Rose.
How are you?
I'm all right. I'm tired.
Well, you need some more sleep.
Do you know, I have this vision of my grandmother used to have a very big bed, and it was raised up off the floor, and I can't remember why it was, but she had a big, thick eiderdown on the top of it. And I used to love rolling on the top of this eiderdown. And it just makes me tired every time I think about it.
I phoned for 2 reasons. First of all, to talk about how many hours sleep, and also about London.
Right.
With sleep, I don't know if it's because I'm 74, but I only require about 2.5 hours sleep a night.
Good grief.
I'm quite a sort of lively person, and I normally go to bed about 11:30 and rise about 2:30 really, because I sort of keep myself busy and work throughout the night.
Yeah. What do you do?
Well, I write poetry for a local magazine, and also I have my own business, which has been a family business. We make soup, onion soup. And
you make onion soup?
Make onion soup, which we distribute to delicatessens.
Good Lord.
Yes.
It never ceases to amaze me, the amount of fascinating people you meet. You make onion soup.
We've made it for about, for many years.
And obviously, it's a business, isn't it?
It is a business. I'm not a millionaire.
No.
But it keeps bubbling over, as it were.
What is the secret of good onion soup?
Well, the secret of good onion soup is, of course, good onions.
Yes.
And you need very good pots. And you need to make sure you simmer the onions for, if you're making just, for example, an onion soup for a family or so, you must make them, you simmer for at least 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And the secret really is in the vegetables. And we make very sort of high-quality soups.
Sounds delicious.
I don't really have time to sleep, really.
I'm not surprised. So do you have to make it?
Well, I make it. I have an assistant that comes. We have a sort of... It's in the house.
Yes.
In the house we have a sort of workshop. Assistant, Billy helps. And we've been making it for many years now. Of course, when my husband was alive, we've made them together.
And how much soup do you make in a week?
Oh, I wouldn't like to say a lot of soup.
A lot of soup?
A lot of soup.
And it's only onion soup?
It's only onion soup. Osborne is my family name.
Right.
It's the name of the soup we make. It's just in specialist delicatessens.
Sounds delightful.
Yes. It's very nice. Also, phoning about London.
Yes.
I've written a little poem about London.
Oh, right. Go on.
London town is #1, the largest place in the land. Come and see the sights and sounds of the capital city, London town.
Oh, I like that. I like that. It beats the heck out of this silly logo.
Yes.
Because if you see a picture later on today, if somebody shows you a copy of the Standard, have a look in there and look at the picture of this logo, and you will think to yourself, that is not representative of London.
Oh, and I'll send you some soup.
Oh, I say. How nice. I was just going to say, actually, it'd be quite nice if you sent some
I'll
soup.
send you some onion soup.
Oh, Rose, thanks very much indeed for that.
No problem at all.
All right, take care. God
Thank
bless.
you.
Bye. There we are. We've got some onion soup, which is quite nice. Do you know, I haven't had onion soup for a long time. In fact, I don't think I've ever had onion soup.